Roses are red, violets are blue. Roman Reigns still sucks dick. You know, I ask myself the question all the time. I actually posted this on Twitter. If WWE, like real WWE fans, don't want to see Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, if casual fans don't want to see Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, if your mother doesn't want to see it, father doesn't want to see it, grandpa, granddad, stripper that danced last night on your lap doesn't want to see it, then why are WWE doing this? Like seriously, what's the point if nobody wants to see it? If it's the least exciting thing of the show, what's the point of actually doing this? Why for, I don't know, 3 years right now? How many years? It's kinda crazy to think that the whole point of Monday Night Raw and the Universal Championship so far in 2016, 17, 18 with Kevin Owens, but Brock Lesnar, with pretty much every WWE Universal Champion that you had something to do with Roman Reigns. It all had to do with getting the guy over. It failed, and after I found out that this rivalry is still not over, that, oh, he actually didn't hit the floor first, I was like, are WWE intentionally fucking hate their fans, intentionally trying to pretty much, I don't know, ruin the show for us? You can't be that stupid. At this point, Dana Brooke versus Alicia Fox would be way more interesting for me than Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. And I'm not even kidding, I don't give a shit. So Roman Reigns, at the beginning of Monday Night Raw, comes out, complains, I'm not complaining, but I'm gonna get that Universal Championship. Crowd boos the shit out of him like always. There's no crowd in the world that is going to cheer Roman Reigns. Saudi Arabia, he was still booed the shit out of him. They booed the shit out of this guy. It didn't even matter. So WWE, you won't be able to find any crowd that is actually going to go behind him. So the referee issued an apology that he was so concerned about the health, he didn't even notice who hit the floor first. So meaning, Roman Reigns is probably gonna get another title shot. Now, please explain me the logic behind this. So Roman Reigns wasn't supposed to be in a fucking match in the first place at the Greatest Royal Rumble, right? He wasn't supposed to be right here. He lost at WrestleMania without being a champion, so he doesn't have a rematch. Brock Lesnar, on the other hand, if he would lose at WrestleMania, he has a rematch. Then again, Randy Orton didn't got a rematch, the Usos didn't got a rematch, so whatever. I'm talking about the rules, the real rules of WWE that they had, but all of a sudden it doesn't even matter anymore, right? So Roman Reigns loses the match, gets a rematch for some reason, I don't know why, loses again at Greatest Royal Rumble. You should fucking be at the back of the line right now. You got two undeserving opportunities, and you should be at the back of the line. You should be like, Titus O'Neil should be the first one to get a title shot before you, right? But somehow, he's probably still going to get that opportunity. Now imagine this, WrestleMania 35, they're still going to do this match. If this is going to happen, Jesus Christ. This is just, I don't know. There's no one enjoys this, so what's the point? Jinder Mahal's music hits, he comes out, Raj, Universal Raj, he wants the championship as well, I guess. And then Sami Zayn interferes with a huge crowd reaction. Then Kevin Owens appears, and pretty much they argue which one is actually going to face Roman Reigns one-on-one tonight. And people want Sami Zayn to face the guy, people want Kevin Owens to face the guy. They are chanting yes for both men in two languages, and it was funny kinda, but it didn't make a lot of sense. Now, it was your typical Raw opening. They start to fight, Braun Strowman is here, Lashley is here, we're going to have a 6-man match. Correct me if I'm wrong, we already seen something like that, I'm not quite sure. I think it was done already, and it didn't got me excited in any shape or form. Really, I couldn't care less. I didn't give a shit. Most of the time, I wasn't even paying attention because I couldn't care less. I'm sorry. And of course, the better part of the show, Elias. Elias's concerts are the best damn thing in WWE. Don't even argue with me. There's no point of arguing. This was probably the best thing about Monday Night Raw. Actually, enjoyed it. Actually, really enjoyed it. It made sense. It rhymed. He always, talks trash about the crowd. I appreciate that. He gets interrupted by Bobby Roode. And I know Bobby Roode is a great wrestler, but I hate the guy. There's nothing to like about him right now. As a babyface, he sucks. People say Randy Orton is boring. This guy is even worse. This guy is way worse. Orton at least has the RKO, he's kind of a babyface, but he's that kind of guy who's a good guy, but at the same time he's going to betray you in any way, right? Any time. Of course he's very boring as a face, but Bobby Roode is... This guy has no character. This guy has no character at all. He's just like, I'm glorious. And that's about it. So he fought Elias. I really liked the spot where he did that. He couldn't actually breathe, you know? And at the end of the match, he was selling that throughout the match, and at the end of it, he actually, Elias slammed him in the ring apron, and he pretty much choked, and the match was stopped. Does it make Bobby Roode look weak? It doesn't, but at the same time, it makes Elias look very, very strong, so I kinda appreciate that, and I don't know, I'm not into this rivalry, I couldn't care less, because Bobby Roode as a face, there's probably no rivalry that would make me be invested in Bobby Roode as a babyface, you know? So, I don't know, very two wrong men in a rivalry in my opinion, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Then we got Authors of Pain, looks like a very promising tag team, they're facing a bunch of jobbers, 2 jobbers from Montreal, we're going to kick ass, yes you will, of course you will. I hate this. It worked, you know, for a time being. You can do it 2 times, 1 time, but when you do it every week, it's kind of like we already know that this tag team is strong. You don't need a couple of jobbers every week, and it's pretty much pointless. What do you prove by beating generic superstar number 1 and generic superstar number 2? Is there anything to prove? You can make that happen with Zack Ryder, and if he beats all these superstars 1-on-3 handicap match, it's still not gonna prove anything, because these are just a bunch of generic superstars. Now, if you beat a good tag team, like if you put Authors of Pain, where's a legitimate WWE tag team, anything really, anything, then I would get it. I would be like, yes, it makes a lot of sense. And no, it's not Heath Slater and Rhino. These are jobbers right now. So what is there to say? They won the match and that's it. That's about it. They beat up a bunch of jobbers, and that just proves there's way too much time for Monday Night Raw. The show is way too long. There's so many filler that you don't even give a shit about. So just like when I watch SmackDown Live, and believe me, it's going to kick Raw's ass tonight. It's going to kick Raw's ass, because Roman Reigns sucks dick. When I watch SmackDown Live, the show just flies most of the time because it's way shorter. On Raw you have also a very good roster, but instead of actually using that, like Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler weren't even on the show, and that was the most exciting thing of the show for me. I wanted to see what's next for Drew and Ziggler, and they just got a promo with telephone, you know? We are going to be very strong, and we are going to defeat all the roster. We're not here to steal the show. We are the show. And Ziggler was like, yes, we are the show, we're gonna steal, you know, good promo by the way, but nothing that gives a lot of credibility for me to give a high rating for the show, you know. They need to be like the biggest part of the show in my opinion. Put these guys in the main event, in the mid card, in the tag team division, anywhere, please. Probably after Backlash, because Backlash is next week, can you believe that? Who gives a shit anyway, but Backlash is actually next week. There's no really good build for it. The Miz vs Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship. I wonder who's going to win. Interesting choice. But hopefully after Backlash we're actually going to have good rivalries with Drew, Ziggler and other guys as well. We have Seth Rollins talking about how he's a good Intercontinental Champion, how he's thankful, he's, you know, pandering to the Montreal crowd. Anyway, we got interference fight by Finn Balor. And, you know, as always, the same old shitty rivalry between those two, you know. You were very quick to get that championship, so I think I need another shot. No, man, I don't think you need another. Your basic Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins rivalry. We got interference by Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, the Miztourage with the Miz theme music. I'm not quite sure why are you still using that. That's just plain stupid, just like these women who are using Paige's theme music on SmackDown Live. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's just pure laziness. What's happening with WWE theme songs? Like, seriously, Jeff Hardy is not using his old theme song that he used as a singles competitor. Shelton Benjamin is not using his awesome theme song that he used as a singles competitor. There's something, is that laziness or there's a reason behind it? I'm not quite sure. If the reason is we need to move forward, well, that's just stupid. So the Miztourage have t-shirts of all 4 members sticked into a t-shirt, I guess. I'm not quite sure, but they want them to be a group. You know, 4 men fighting together. And you know how that ends. They beat the shit out of Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. And you know, there was this point that was very, very interesting in my opinion. Finn Balor actually gets beaten. No, Finn Balor beats the shit out of Seth Rollins from behind and into some kind of move. A lot of people were like, oh, a heel Balor? Oh, that will be awesome. That will be amazing. And I was like, did I miss something? His music played after it. It's not a heel turn at all. It's just sending a message. That's probably one of the worst rivalries as well. Jesus Christ, it's like a bromance, not bromance. I'm not quite sure what is this. One of them needs to turn heel. In my opinion, it has to be Finn Balor. Anyway, we got the main event between those two announced at the end of the show for the Intercontinental Championship. So that was very nice match. We got Ruby Riott versus Sasha Banks. A nice match. Couldn't care less anyway. So, excuse me, Bayley was watching it on television like that. Who watches TV like that? You know. I still don't understand this shit. You know, who watches TV like that? The TV is right here where your camera is. You know, I should be watching it like that, right? We got a funny segment between Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. This backstage segment, pretty much they showed how they were a tag team all along. They showed a lot of pictures from you know, world's history, and pretty much they were photoshopped the way it looked like they are actually here. You know, the first guy to be on the moon, there's Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt near him. You know, that basic shit, but it was actually pretty funny, and I appreciate that because at the end of the day, the gimmick is not supposed to be real. It's supposed to be Matt Hardy being delusional. You know, it's his own world, a different world, and I appreciate it. It was pretty funny, but you know, nothing that would make a great show. Anyway, we got Jinder Mahal, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn versus Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley, and Roman Reigns. Bobby Lashley is the most generic son of a bitch I've ever seen. Generic superstar number 3. I like the guy in the ring. He's pretty entertaining. Other than that, he sucks. I don't know. One of the worst signees in the WWE history probably returns. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I see nothing about this guy. He's a Roman Reigns 2.0, if I'm being honest. Of course, people are not booing him so far because he's fresh, he's new right now. But give it time. If he's going to get that push as a babyface, just give it time. Give it time. The Dominator. That's like me calling the Destroyer, you know, that's just a, oh, we got the gimmick right here. We got the gimmick right here. I'm going to be a Destroyer. The Pussy Destroyer. That's a better gimmick. Anyway, fun little match. Braun Strowman actually picks up the victory with a power slam, whatever his name is called, on Kevin Owens. 1, 2, 3, they take the victory. The match ends. Boring, no heel turns, nothing. Bobby Lashley is going to be a babyface, just take it in. Just take it in. I don't know, the highlight for me was Braun Strowman. He's very, very quick in the ring. What I appreciate about the guy, he's a big guy, but he doesn't do shit like Big Show, Kane, Undertaker. He does a lot of stuff that you probably wouldn't see from a big guy. You know, a kick up like Shawn Michaels. I like his jumping dropkick. That's amazing. This guy is great. He's great in the ring, in my opinion. He's not like a best wrestler, but he's entertaining to watch. That's what I appreciate about the guy. He's very entertaining to watch. He's a good promo, in my opinion, for a monster. He's funny. I don't know. Booking for him, everything is fine with this guy. If WWE are doing anything wrong, it's booking Braun Strowman. On the other hand, he should be in the Universal title picture, but just consider the fact that this title is only, like, you have a Cruiserweight Championship for 205 guys, you have Women's Championship for women, and you have Universal Championship for Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. That's just the reality of it. Anyway, I like Braun Strowman, and another thing that I really appreciate about the guy, he's very humble. He's very, when you see the guy in the interview, he comes across as a very soft, nice guy, and I just happy for his success. Baron Corbin comes out, time to turn off your TV. Holy shit, another boring son of a bitch. Anyway, Baron Corbin comes out, we got him against No Way Jose, and Baron Corbin got interfered by Titus O'Neil. So Apollo Crews and Dana Brooke wipe the floor so Titus O'Neil doesn't slip right now, and he actually goes for tries to get into the ring. He goes, through the third rope, falls. Is that gonna be a gimmick? You just ruined it. You just, holy shit. In typical WWE fashion, you have something good, and you just ruined it by overdoing it. The Royal Rumble spot was natural. It's one of the best spots ever. This was just forced. This is just, no. We all know this is scripted now. It doesn't make any sense. Please don't do it ever again. Thank you. Thank you very much. Baron Corbin versus No Way Jose. Jose rolls Corbin up for the victory because O'Neal kinda slips, I guess, and he was distracted. I didn't care, didn't pay a lot of attention. No Way Jose, a lot of you guys actually liked the guy. He was basically good in NXT from what I heard. I think with that kind of gimmick, you can give it to Orton, Cena, Rollins. I'm not gonna enjoy it. It's Adam Rose 2.0. It didn't work the first time. What makes you think it will work the second time? It will never work. You will never see this kind of guy as the Intercontinental Champion. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen. I hate this shit. You know, people partying, and we've seen that before. Never worked. Maybe it worked like in the Attitude Era. I think there was this kind of gimmick. Maybe. But it never like reached a big amount of success. You know, I'm not a fan of these kind of gimmicks. It's very unrealistic. And when I say unrealistic, at the same time, you know, I can be hypocritical because I like Matt Hardy shit. But that's entertaining. When you have a bunch of people partying, that's not entertainment to me. That's just cringe. And if I watch that with someone who doesn't watch wrestling, I will feel embarrassed, if I'm being honest with you. Anyway, we got Mickie James with Alexa Bliss versus Natalya, and Ronda Rousey was in the corner. Women's Division Raw is terrible. The Women's Champion, I'm not talking about the superstars, I'm talking about the storylines. Nia Jax's champion sucks. Alexa Bliss's champion sucked as well. The whole rivalry is fat shaming, first world problems, this and that and this. Just fucking talk about the championship for a second. Make it about the championship. It's always also very obvious that Ronda Rousey and Natalya is going to be the first match of Ronda Rousey because Natalya is going to betray her. That's very, very obvious. Natalya won the match, and that's it. I'm not gonna say anything else. We got Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler promo that I talked about. Nice little promo. I expected to see them on Raw, just like I've said, but hopefully next week. Hopefully we'll get a normal rivalry. It's probably going to be for the tag team championships, but I hope they are just going to do chaos, cause chaos on the Monday Night Raw. I wouldn't mind 2 more members to make it a faction. They have so much potential. A lot of people compare it to Diesel and Shawn Michaels. I see a bigger comparison between Triple H and Michaels and these two. Drew McIntyre is like a modern day Triple H. And Dolph Ziggler, we all know he's kind of a little bit of a heartbreak kid, Shawn Michaels wannabe. But he's also very good. We got the match between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Typical match between these two guys. Nothing that makes you shocked because we all know they're going to have a good match. So the match ends fair and square. Curb stomp 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins wins the match. Hopefully that means we're going to get Finn Balor heel turn. I don't trust him because he's doing the whole LGBT community thing, so I don't see him as a heel right now, which kind of, I don't know. Here's the thing about it. A lot of you people misunderstood me. When I said that I don't like Finn Balor wearing these colorful things, I don't mean that I don't like that WWE are supporting these communities. I love that. Why not? Of course, send a good message, send a positive message, but you don't need to make it into a gimmick. At this point, it's just, why? I really don't understand it. Like, you can do it in very different ways. Don't make it into a guy's gimmick. For me, it's just weird. I don't know. Other than that, nothing really happened then about this show. I don't know, I think it was a very bad show. It was a very bad show. Felt like a filler. Probably because they couldn't actually build for Backlash properly. They could, but they didn't because it's welcome to Monday Night Raw. If I could give you a rating for the show, 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. Last time I gave it, I think 5, but it was a better show. 4 out of 10, and that's very, very generous. And I'm very sorry about that, but if I don't like the show, I'm going to tell you that I don't like the show. If you enjoyed the show and if you gave it 10 out of 10, good luck. I'm happy that you can actually enjoy the show like that. I, on the other hand, couldn't. The only thing I appreciated was the crowd. Other than that, I'm sorry. Thank you for watching this review. Subscribe if you haven't. Make sure to like this video. SmackDown review tomorrow. The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.